Rachelsey at the Movies. I'm Rachel. That's Kelsey.
Yay!
Wrath of Man at the movie theaters. It recently released, starring Jason Statham, which I just realized earlier that, so Jason Statham at this point has this kind of, action hero mystique about him. And I was like, and he's, he has an accent. But I was like, his name is Jason. Jason. Jason's such a I don't know, pretty common. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me.
And yet, is he common, Rachel?
That's my point.
He's an uncommon man doing uncommon things in an uncommon world.
This is a Guy Ritchie movie, which his movies
I'm a big
tend
fan
to
of
have.
Guy Ritchie.
You his movies a lot.
I think I'm the target audience for the Guy Ritchie movies.
I like there's something about it that I like too. So the most recent movie I could think of was The Gentleman, which is actually, to me, seemed very similar to this movie, although this movie had a little more emotion and heart to it than The Gentleman did. But I pulled up a list of Guy Ritchie movies, and I had forgotten some of the movies they did, so I'm looking off camera over here at them. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is from quite a while back, but I remember that being a big thing in that title snatch. But also The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I love that movie. That was a great movie.
Which had Henry Cavill, the new Superman guy, in it.
Your favorite Disney movie.
Aladdin, the remake of Aladdin. He did that one, and I did like some of the visual elements in Aladdin.
What a fun movie that was.
Minus
we're not here to talk about Aladdin.
The magic carpet ride, which took place at night, and they couldn't really see anything. Anyway, but they pretended like
a whole new world. Don't you wish you could see? Because you couldn't. Anyway.
Wrath of Man is about Jason Statham plays a character where he's a badass.
He's just kicking people's asses.
And he goes to work for a security company or not a security company, a company that drives the money trucks, right? That go pick up money from casinos and all this kind of stuff. I don't really want to say anymore because I didn't know anymore, and I kind of liked finding it all out in the movie. So if you're like me and you didn't watch all the trailers or something, I'm not going to say anything else. Go wait or skip.
Well, I mean, if you're the type of person who likes Jason Statham movies, then go see this movie. It's one of the better Jason Statham movies, which is a movie that's just about him kicking people's butts. If you're just a regular movie fan who doesn't typically like these kind of movies, then I'm definitely going to say skip. This is in between, so it's in between a go and a skip for me. Or, did I say skip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say skip. I would say at least wait. It's in between a wait and a go for me. I think if you're a regular movie fan, just wait and maybe catch it when it's on. I thought that it had some interesting elements. I thought it was entertaining. I found it entertaining. But probably, unless you're just a big action type fan, this isn't the movie for you.
Yeah.
I like the movie, though. Kind of. I can't really put it into words.
Okay.
We shouldn't have a show like this, I guess.
I think that I have to land on wait for this movie. You
Ouch.
could wait.
You're
and
tough
just
on Guy Ritchie.
See it later. I don't know that you necessarily need to run out and go see it as a Jason Statham movie, as a Guy Ritchie movie. I did think that it was good. I was engaged the whole time. I was entertained. It also kept unfolding. The movie kept unfolding.
Yeah.
And I would be like, they revealed this. And then be like, we're going to reveal something else. So it really took me down this path.
Well, and the truth of this movie is that it's not... Are we getting into spoilers?
Spoilers.
Let's get into spoilers. This isn't just these people wronged me and I'm going to beat them up. This is really also a heist movie. And if you like the heist genre, then this movie, I think, is really interesting. Now, the heist, like all heist movies, is particularly complicated and borderline absurd, but... and includes an action hero in it as the main protagonist, if you will. And so I think, if you like all those elements, I thought it added an interesting element to a common genre of movie, and I did enjoy seeing it unfold. And you're right, could never really see where it was going, and I love that about this movie and all movies when they're like that.
I think it's a really good point I hadn't thought of, that it was a revenge action movie and a heist movie, put together.
Yeah.
For me, I wonder if my threshold for the whole revenge thing was at its, fullest point, because the day before on Netflix, we watched a movie called I Care a Lot, which was also a revenge type movie, and it was bad people fighting against other bad people, and then you found yourself like, who am I supposed to root for? Like, everybody's awful. And like, but they were interesting and they were smart and they were clever until they weren't. And so this movie, then we go see this movie, and it was similar, right? Because, huge spoiler, what we find out is Jason Statham's character is part of, he's like the head of some kind of big time criminal organization, but don't worry, they're a criminal organization with a heart of gold.
Yeah, so they put some elements in the movie that would be like, see, he's not all bad.
Yeah, kind of. he has a son, and he loves his son so much, and you know, when they go and look for the guys that killed his son, when they come across other victims, like, you know, oh, they set the girls free who were part of this really just disgusting criminal organization. Yeah, kill all them, but we're okay. Like, we're the good bad guys. So it was kind of like I didn't really like know what to do with that, and it was a little bit absurd. So the real bad guys in the movie, which is funny, right? Because you took the criminal organization, they were good guys. The real bad guys were veterans, right? Who apparently were just sitting around and being like, I'm so bored. Life sucks. And remember when we used to like be in Afghanistan and we did all this like stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, why don't we rob one of these money trucks? And apparently they have the know-how and skill that couldn't get them a decent job out there in America. No, they were like a mall security guard. They were working for some rich guy who wouldn't pay them overtime. Like, you know, so they were going to go out there and get the money that was theirs. And it seemed a little absurd to me. Their leader was our favorite guy, the lead from Burn Notice. Yeah. That guy.
Who I love that guy. Anytime that guy appears, I'm like, I'm for this. For this guy and for this. When you're burned, you're burned.
That's not what he says, but that is the tone that he says it in. Jeffrey Donovan.
That's our dude.
You're our dude.
Our dude.
You were a bad guy in this one. The last movie we saw him in, he got to be a good guy, so that was kind of nice.
Well, obviously, he's a good guy. He was the goodest bad guy, though. Wasn't he the goodest bad guy? I think so.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Maybe so. But like, and they go into this last... We're not going to just take the money truck. We're going to take the whole depot, or as Jason Statham says, depot. The whole place where all the money trucks come back to. And like you get like these flashbacks in present day, and they mix it all together. At one point, Jeffrey Donovan's character is like, we know we're not all coming back for this. So like we're all agreed that you split the money and the families get taken care of, their wives or children. And I went, wait a minute, you guys are literally willing to die for money? There's nothing else here. Like, they were willing to, they weren't like, oh, we're so sure that all 6 of us are going to come back from this because we're so good at this. He said, not all of us are making it back. And I was like, dude, for money. Like, I don't get that. That, like, yeah. That's just a personal thing. I just don't get it. Thing, I don't think it's absurd. It just
personal thing for me is anytime I watch a movie with like Jason Statham or like The Rock or like old movies like Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's hard for me because I already lived that basic life.
Okay. At one point in the movie, I turned to Kelsey though, and I said, "What am I supposed to do with this movie?" Like through my mask at the movie theater, and he's like looking at me because they had just killed off like another innocent person in this that we had gotten to know through the movie. By the end, it's basically Jason Statham standing, and that's it. Right. And I was like, so there was no good guys in this movie that like made it to the end, and
Jason Statham made it.
I mean, did he even have a character arc? It's like, okay, well, you went on this like year-long, you know, vendetta to revenge the death of your son. Like what? You haven't killed somebody within your criminal exploits accidentally that you didn't really maybe intend to. It just, I was like, so that's when I get to the end of the movie, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know what to do. But the movie was made really well. Jason Statham I thought he was great in it. And I've seen him in other movies and been like, okay. But this movie, I was like, oh, he's a badass.
Yeah, he was really good.
So he was really good in it. I really liked it. I thought the guy who like was the secret, you know, he foiled it. He was like undercover bad guy. thought that was a little, like, on the nose. Some of the dialogue was pretty... It was, like, too much. Like, this doesn't happen in real life where you walk through... You get a new job and you walk through and everybody's got this quick, clever thing to say and things like...
That's a Guy Ritchie movie, though.
That I don't even understand. I feel like it's very male. Like, it's very masculine. I just don't see this. Although they had one woman in it who, like... I don't know what purpose she served because she eventually just got, like... She just wanted to have sex with Jason Statham's character. Then he was like, hey...
Rachel, that was her purpose in the movie.
Are you a secret? But she was also, like, really good at her job in the securing the trucks. Well, they made it look that way. Yeah. And at the end, she almost made it. And then she died. She just got shot up with a machine gun. But, like, when he goes, they go on their date, if we call it that, and he's, like, he's investigated all this stuff about her, and he's like, are you... Because he thinks she's the inside person who's helping this outside criminal organization. But I was like, so that's the only person you investigated was the woman there? Like, not any of these other guys, or this other guy who's, like,
I don't trust her because she's not a lady, because she's a lady. Who's
overly, like, nice and, familiar with people. Like, he seems like he's covering something up. It seems... But no, he just, like, went all in on this one person, you know?
I don't trust her either, Rachel. But you know who you can trust?
Rachelsey at the movies, to give you our honest opinions.
That's right.
Is that right? Okay. Were you going to go with Jesus?
Oh, you can also trust Jesus, yes.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, really, I don't know why I do this.
Namaste.
I guess this is who I am now. This is the person I am, guys. I now do this.